My name is Endevar, and this is Surviving with Create. And I'm pleased to say that between episodes, my house didn't burn down, unlike in the last one, so that's all good. The lava is not causing it any more problems. So between episodes, I've done a couple of things, and I've been doing a little bit of mining below my base, and I'm pretty sure I put a water drop down here, so let's give that a go. Hopefully there's no gaps. There we go. Right, so what I've done, this goes across to the original mine that I had, and then I'm going to put, I think, an elevator in here so we can get right down here. And I've been running the tunnel bore all the way along here, and it is quite a distance, and that is to go across to the quartz slime chunk that I was digging out in a previous episode. So we're not 100% there yet. I think I just need to go that way a little bit and we should be pretty much there. And I haven't dug that all down to bedrock anyway, but again, another big reason to do this is for all the resources. So as you can see, I've got a few things to dig out in the wall, but doing all this at this level, we've got tons of redstone and diamonds and lapis and all that stuff. So we've got all that back in the storage room, but we're not going to be doing this today because the other thing I've been doing is building a big extension to the stone platform that I had outside of the base. So it was just a tiny little thing before where I was docking the tunnel bore so we could offload all the items from there, but I've decided I'm going to put like a big factory out here now. So I want to get this started today, and it does need to go further, but I think what we've got here should be good enough to get us started. Right, so on this platform, I've got a few little bits in here, and this is what we're going to need to set up the steam engine. So I've got a few other bits, and the blaze burners is the big one. So I've been across back to the nether fortress, and I did 26 of those. No reason for that number, that's just what I happen to craft, and I got all those. So we need 9 for each of the big steam boiler setups. So one more would have allowed me to do 3, but never mind, because I think I'm just going to do the one today, because that produces 147,000 stress units. So that is a real lot, and it should do me for quite a while. I am going to lay it out though where I can actually set up more quite easily, but I think we'll just do the one for now. So let's just go through the basics of how these things work. So we're going to set up the level 0 one, which sounds a bit strange, but I'll explain what that is. It is just a passive steam engine, so we're not going to provide it any fuel. It's just going to run at its minimum of 2048 stress units, which is the same as 4 large water wheels, so it is pretty good just like that. So what we do with these is if we put down a fuel source, now in this case it doesn't need to be a blaze burner, because what we could do is use either a campfire or a lava source, but as I've got a ton of blaze burners, I'm just going to use that for now. But early game you can definitely use a campfire to do this. So what we're going to do is go up 4 of these tanks. Now for the steam engine you need at least 4 of these fluid tanks for the level that you want to go up to. So as we're going to do a level 9 boiler today, we're going to need 36 of these tanks. So at the moment this is still a fluid tank, even though it's got this blaze burner below it. It's not going to turn to a steam engine until I put an actual steam engine on it. So to craft one of those we need a gold sheet, an andesite alloy and a block of copper, and that'll allow us to craft the steam engine. And you can put these anywhere on this. You sometimes see them on the top, but then you also just see them on the side as well. So let's just put that on the side, and that now turns into a steam engine. So if we have a look at that, it says the size is green, heat's green, but the water is red. So we need to pump water into this for this to actually do anything. And to do that, we just need a mechanical pump and some fluid pipes. Once we get that rotating, that'll pump the water into there. So I'm just going to put this, if that's in line with that, I'll do that down here, take that one out, and then I can put this on top of here. That's the wrong way around, so if we just give that a click with wrench, and then we can put that into here, and then that'll pump the water into there. So it says on there it needs to be 10 millibuckets per tick, so you do need to be quite accurate with this. You can go over, but then it's assuming that you're trying to do it to the next level, and it'll say that the size and the heat are there. So what I like to do here is use the rotation speed controller, and that is one of the reasons I got the precision mechanism done last time, so we can get this going. There is another reason as well, but we'll get to that later once we do the big boiler. So for this, what we can do to power it is either use the rotational power from this. You need to give it a bit of a kickstart first with a hand crank, but once this kicks in, you can actually power the pump itself to send the water into there. But I'd like to do that. I tend to use a water wheel. If I think I've got one here somewhere. Yeah, I've got 2 small water wheels there. So we'll just take those and we'll do something down here, and then we need to get a cog into this one. So let's do that, and we'll put that on there. Then if we take a vertical gearbox, we can put that on there, and then we're going to take a couple of encased chain drives just to make this a little bit easier. Move this across this way, and if I get rid of those, what I can do is put rotation speed controller. I can put that down there, and then with a large cogwheel that can go in there like that. So all we need to then do is just power this from the side. So we'll just take a shaft into there, and then we can put the small water wheel on there. So once this is rotating, we can then set this to whatever we want. And I believe we need to set this to 20 to get that at 10 millibuckets per tick. So if I just take a bucket of water now and put that, that's not enough, is it? Because I need to get rid of that. So that's going, and that should now be a passive boiler. Yeah, so you can see there the water is at 1 and it matches the size and the heat. So that is now generating 2048 stress units. So all we need to do to use that is put that there, and that is now doing its thing. And as I say, we could use that to power this, but doing it this way, we can use all the stress units for other things. So if we just take our speedometer and stressometer, we can have a look how this is doing first. So yeah, that's generating 256, and if we look at this, that's doing 2048, and the speed is 16. So that is the lowest level, but that is still passive because it's not actually generating any heat. So we can use any fuel source in here that we can put in a furnace, and the key point about this is it will burn for the same time that it will in a furnace as well. So we could put sticks in, but they would just burn out in absolutely no time. So if we watch that for a second, it is going to go straight away, but that is now a level 1. And it's generating 16,000. But as you saw, that has gone completely. So we could also use coal. We could just put logs in directly. It seems we have like 30,000 logs from the tree farm now. But the standard way of doing this is with lava. Now, the lava is a bit more complicated, and I'm going to need to set up a lava farm as well. But this is now generating 16,000. So let's just, well, the speed is 64, and it's generating 16,000 stress units. So that is really good, and that is the maximum each one of these can do. So each level you go up, it's a multiple of 16,000, but you also need to put on more of the steam engine. So each of these will do 16,000, but then you can link them together, and we're going to go up to level 9, and that'll give us 147,000. So that's the basics of how this works, and then I suppose we could just do the next level up from this now, just to see how it works. So let's get rid of these, and we'll get rid of those two as well. And what we'll do now is do a 2x2. So we just need to put the steam engine on there to turn it into a boiler. So now there's not enough water, and there's also not enough heat. Put another one of those down there, and then give those both coal. The heat is now okay, but the water is not enough. So you need to do this in multiples of 20. And have I covered up? No, it's there. So if we do this up to 40, that should now be right. Yeah, so we'll have a level 2 boiler, and that is with 8 of the fluid tanks. So it's basically exactly the same thing. So if I want to go up to level 3, I put another one down there, and then another 4 on the top of there, and then I just need to crank this up to 60, and that'll give us a level 3. But the level 9, much more complicated, because we need a 3x3, and to get fuel into there, we need to use something called the mechanical arm. So that also needs a precision mechanism, and that's the thing I wanted to do that for. But before getting to doing the level 9, I'm going to rip all this out, because this is just a temporary setup, and I'm going to set up a lava farm down here. And that's what we're going to use to power the level 9 steam boiler. Right, so I've dug this down a little bit, because lava farms are not the prettiest thing, and it's probably going to be well hidden. And one of the things I've learned in my research for this is that you need a 25 block lava farm to keep a level 9 boiler running. So I'm not 100% convinced that that's enough, but we're just going to do as much as we can. So I'm going to try and do more than that, and I'm going to try and do enough for 3 farms. So I've got 97 there, so I'll just lay this down a bit. So in theory 75 should be enough. So if we could go for 80 or 81, so depending on how I lay it out, I don't know what exactly I'm going to do. So we'll go 5 wide anyway, so we're keeping with the 5x5 for the 25 one. So I'm just going to lay some copper pipes down. I will just do the 5x5 first, and then I can extend it a little bit. So that's 4 wide, and then we'll do 5 there. So that's 25. And then we need to get some cauldrons, which I've got a few of there. So let's put these down here. Now, obviously, this is expensive on the iron, but once we've got all these stress units coming in, we can definitely get a better iron farm up running. And I say better, but I haven't even got one running at the minute because the last one burned my house down. So we'll stick those there, and I think I'm going to be fancy and put andesite casings on top. Because I don't have any other blocks on me, so let's just grab some of those. Although, is that a bit extravagant? Yeah, probably. Let's go get some stone. With the stone, we're just going to go one up like that. Get these going all the way around here. And I should probably put the dripstone on before I do everything, because that's going to be difficult. So let's grab some of that. And then we just need to put this on here like this. And then just one row to do there. So let's put those on there. And then all we need to do is put lava on the top, and that'll start producing lava out of there. So what we then need to do is take the pipes and put them into a tank somewhere. Now, the problem with the pumps is that they can only pump fluids that are 16 blocks away. So as we're doing such a big farm here, we may need to have a couple of pumps, but that's no problem. So I think if we go somewhere like around here, let's just figure out where this is going to go. So we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That'd be the 75, wouldn't it? And then if we do another row there, that'd be 80. So let's just do another 2 and I'll take it up to 90. Yeah, I can live with that. So as far as we're going to store this, we're going to put it into the fluid tank as well. So dual purpose here, we're using this for the boiler, but also to store all the lava as well. So if we get this somewhere near the middle, I think... Oh no, actually I think it'd be better at this end, wouldn't it? Yeah, let's go with that. So we'll put this over here. We can have this above ground, this is no problem. Now, my stuff's in the way now, but that's alright. So we'll put that like that, and that's a 3x3, and then we can expand this later, but if we just put a few of them on here, just need to remember to save enough for the boiler itself. So what have I got? Right, yeah, I haven't got enough for the boiler there, because I need 36 for the level 9 boiler, so let's just take those off there. Right, so we now have enough. So all we need to do is connect the pipe into there, and I will pretty up these blocks later on as well. And then we can do that into there like that. And then with the other pipes that come from down here, we could just have an extra pump bringing that across. So I'm going to have this pretty close to here because that'll make it easier to get the power to it, but also it's going to cover a bigger area. So with the pump, pour that. Oh, it's always the wrong way around, isn't it? Like that. And then if we just turn this, any lava that appears in here, which I need to get that done. Right, let's get the lava on top first. I need to start generating this. So let's just put a ring of blocks around the edge for now. We can maybe fancy it up later, but I think this is good enough, isn't it? As I say, I'm probably not going to see this once it's all up and running. And then, yeah, let's just go around here for now, and I can expand this later on. And I need to have lava sources on each of these, so I do need 25 buckets of lava, but let's just put the 3 down that we've got, and at least that's a start anyway. So I'm going to need to bring the rest of the lava across. Well, that will now start generating lava into there. These are dripping, but they won't actually work because they don't have a lava source on top. So anyway, I'll do the same thing with this, get that pumping into there, and get the rest of this lava in, and then we should be in a decent position to start setting up our level 9 boiler. Right, so quick progress update. I've got all of the lava in there, so we have the 25 lava sources on there now, and it has generated a little bit already, and I've got the pump set up pretty much as we did before. I've got the rotation speed controller on there, and I've got this set to 64 because that's the maximum that I can do at the minute. So that's using 256 stress units, and that's what that's generating. So once I get these in as well, I'm going to need to have some more pumps down there, so I'll probably need to upgrade this a bit. I'll probably just put a few more small water wheels in there just so we have enough to get all these pumps going, but I still need to work out exactly how much I need. But we can just get all this filled in, and then we're going to put smooth stone underneath it all just to keep it nice and neat. So that's where we are at the minute, and the lava is already coming in, so we have almost 12 buckets in there now. And then that was just another one there that just generated. So it is pretty quick, this thing. Yeah, another 13 buckets. So that's good. And by the time I've got all this done, there should be quite a lot in there to get the level 9 boiler started. So I'll get the rest of this done, and then we can have a look at that. Right, so there it is. We now have our lava farm complete. And this did take some doing, getting all those lava buckets in there. But it is all done now, and I've had to do a little bit of a tweak around here. And luckily, I did only need 2 pumps. So what I've done is set up a few water wheels around here. It has just occurred to me I could have just used a passive steam boiler, couldn't I, rather than all these water wheels, but never mind, it's doing the job and it's all going to be hidden out of the way anyway. So we then have 2 pipes going up into here. I just did that because it was getting a little bit confused and not working too well, but these are both going at max speed, these pumps, so that's 1024 SU for each one, but that is more than keeping up with the lava that is produced in there. So we already have, coming into this big tank up here, 210 buckets, so more than that now, 211. Yeah, so that's gone very well. And also up here, I've put the blaze burners down, and this is obviously where the boilers are going to go. So I'm one short, as we said earlier, but never mind. I can go get that one later on, but I think we just want to get 2 of them set up. The main difficulty with this, with it being a 3x3, is how do we get the lava buckets into it? Because we could use like hoppers or other things if it was just a 2x2, but instead of doing that, we're going to use the mechanical arm, because that doesn't really care what's in front of it. We can just put that down here, and it can just pick things up from a defined block, and then place it wherever you want it. So what we do with that is we say we want to put the items in here, we then let it pick up lava buckets from a depot, and the extra step that you need to do with lava buckets, which make them more difficult, is that you end up with an empty bucket. So you need to recycle that and put that somewhere. Now, there are quite a few ways of doing this. You often see people with multiple setups do this on belts, so you'll have the lava bucket filled at one end, it'll travel down and the mechanical arm will pick it up, but I'm not going to do that with the belts because I just find it a bit annoying with the empty buckets. So what I'm going to do is 3 separate setups. So we're just going to do one now, get one of them up and running, and then from there, it'll just be a case of copying it. So firstly, I suppose we should get the steam boiler built, shouldn't we? So I have crafted a few more fluid tanks, and for this, I'm going to go 4 high, because going any higher than that will not actually increase the level of it. It'll allow us to increase level if we can increase the heat, but with normal blaze burners without superheating them, which we're not going to do today, you can only go up to level 9. So there's no point in going any higher than 4 blocks of this. So that's 4 there, and that will give us the level 9 boiler. Now I haven't decided exactly where I'm going to put everything, so I do need to put the water in from somewhere, and yeah, it's probably a little bit cramped. I maybe shouldn't have done it quite so close to this. So we could put the water at this side, or we could do it, I suppose we could do it from over here, couldn't we? We'll figure out the water later, because the complicated bit is getting the lava into the blaze burners. We are going to need to generate some more power as well, because I'm going to need the stress units to run the pumps and the mechanical arms that are going to be sat on here. So I think I'm going to do that with water wheels. Just keep it nice and basic. We'll run that along here, and those are going to generate the crazy amount of power that we're going to use for all the factory. So I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to put the steam engines on top. I normally do them on the side, but let's be different. Let's do it on top this time. So we can just put all these down like this, put those 9 there like that, and then with the shafts, I can just click these onto here like this. And if I come down, I can just extend these along, and that'll connect to all of those. So once we get this up and running, that'll do the 147,000 stress units. That's the easy bit. Now, I think we should work on the lava, shouldn't we? First, sleep. Right, so I haven't crafted the mechanical arms yet, but that's no problem. So what I'm going to do is put them on here. So I'll put this block here. They'll probably stay like that as well, because I'm going to have a lot of gearboxes around that look similar to this. So that can go there. I'm going to have a vertical gearbox here with a cog on top of that, and that is going to drive the mechanical arm, because that is driven from a cog. We can then have a shaft coming out there, and then we're going to turn this round with another gearbox if I've got any. There we go. So we'll put that there, and then our extra little power that we're going to use, we can put that over here, put some water wheels hidden in that hill somewhere. So that will run that. I then need a ton of depots. I'm not prepared for this at all. I haven't crafted any of these, have I? And I need 3 for each mechanical arm. So let's just do the 3 that we've got there. So we're going to have 1 here, and I need my brass funnels as well. So let's grab a few of these, and again we need 3 of these. So I should put that there, and I'm going to put a barrel here, and this is where we're going to keep our empty buckets. And we're just going to put a stack, so 16 in each one. And then those are just going to cycle around and fill up, ready to go back into there. So with that, we can put a brass funnel there, and we want that pointing out. And then we need to put a filter on this, so it's got a lava bucket there. Now don't do that. So I don't have a lava bucket on me, but that is what we're going to be producing here. So I'm not going to go run back and get one. And you know what? I've done this wrong anyway. So let's take that over there. What I actually want there is another depot, and then we're going to have the barrel up here. So this is going to point out onto this one. We're going to say we only want 1 item, and then filter it to buckets. So when I put those in there, that is going to fill up with lava, and that is the bit that we're going to do next. And then the last bit is we want another one here, and that is pointing into the barrel. So these 2 are coming out, this one's going in, and we're also going to filter this to buckets as well. And this is where the mechanical arm is going to put the buckets back. They'll go into there, come out onto here, fill up with lava, and then go into this one. So we just need to get the filter for the lava bucket on there, and we should be good. So actually, what I can do, I'm just going to put a dummy filter in there, because I don't want it to take the empty bucket out once this starts. So the thing that we need to do to fill it up is this thing, the spout. Right, I'm not prepared. Let's go get a few things. Right, so to do the spout, we need a copper casing and dried kelp, and we haven't done the copper casings yet. So let's get a few of the stripped log, and then the same amount of copper ingots as well. And then we also need the same amount of kelp. So let's get that. And let's just see if we can do the mechanical arm as well. Right, so this time it's the brass casing. So let's get some brass. So we'll just do 4 each of these. So let's have a few. And then a copper. So if we grab all these, we should now have everything we need. So I'll stick these back in here. So for the spouts, I'm going to do 3 of these. And the mechanical arm, same again. So let's grab all that. So we can do 3 of those. And 3 of those. Now, I believe we should be prepared and have everything we need. Right, so with the spout, I want to put that on there. Alright, yeah, so it does block this off a bit, so it's good to set the filters first. And then all we need to do is connect up a pipe on top of there with a pump on the other end that's going to send the lava into it. So I'm just going to go like this, straight across, and then we'll put a pump in there. Obviously the wrong way around, so let's turn that. And then we just need to power this, and this setup should be pretty much done. So we just need to do the mechanical arm now. And we just need to take this, and then I'll probably need to dig down as well. Okay, this is going to be, yeah. Just need to be able to see all of these. So you can actually do this before you build the thing on top of it. But all we're going to do is take the mechanical arm, and if we right click on each of these, this tells us where it's going to output. So we're going to do that. But that's not all. We also need to output into this as well. So if we right click on there, it'll put the empty bucket into that one. And then we also need to tell it where to take from. So now I'm going to shift right click on this one. I'll put that on there. And there we go. That will now work. It does obviously need power. So I need to get whatever supplementary power setup going. And then we should be good. So I'll get that set up. And then we can have a look at this thing working. Right, so I've just dug out this janky hole at the back. And I've got 4 large water wheels in there. So that'll be the same as a passive boiler. So actually, I've only put 3 on that. I've only put 3. I did craft 4. There we go. So now that'll be 2048 stress units. So what I've done is I've set this in a rotation speed controller to 180 because this is what I need to get the right amount of water into these to make it a level 9 boiler. But as you can see, it doesn't have the heat at the minute. The size is right, but we don't have the heat and we don't have the water. So I'm not 100% sure still how I'm going to get the water into there, but we'll figure that out in a minute. So what I've got here, I've got the pipe going up here, got this big ugly encased chain drive, which I am going to make this look pretty at some point, but probably not today. So that is just driving that, and that is pumping the lava along here, and then this setup will be repeated along this way, and that pipe can just go along the top, and we'll just have the exact same thing. So I've left that in there for now, because I want to steal this. So I'll take that, I want to change this filter to that. So now, that is grabbing that, and that's putting that into there. So you'll see the heat is going up, but we still don't have any water, so I need to figure that out now. So I'll get on that, and then hopefully we'll come back and see a level 9 boiler in action. Right, so I've got that up and running now. All I've done is extended this encased chain drive below ground. Got a gearbox here into another encased chain drive, and that is just driving this pump over here. And then that is going up into this steam boiler, and we now have a full level 9 steam boiler producing 147,000 stress units. And that is only one of the 3 that we're going to do. I've also added another one of these into here. I did craft another one, so we should really get that going as well. And this is doing alright at the minute, but it might struggle. I may need to do some more of those to get the rest of the water up, but that should be good. So that is exactly the right amount of water, because we've got this at 180 RPM, and then that is running everything else pretty quickly as well. I do need to put some more buckets in here, I believe. Let's just stick a few in there, because it doesn't actually matter, because they just go back around straight away once they're being emptied out, and then get filled up. So this is actually going crazy, so I definitely need to get the rest of these in and get these used. And at the minute, we have the 9 steam engines up there, but they're in groups of 3 at the minute. So what we need to do to get all that working together, very simple, as you'd expect. All you need to do is just connect them up with encased chain drives, and I'm going to steal this stressometer over there so we can actually see it. And all we need to do is put the encased chain drives on here, and then if we take our stressometer and put that on there, that is now all connected into one output and producing 147,000 stress units. So that is great. And then once we get the other 2 up and running, we can connect those into there as well. So that's going very well. It's not the prettiest setup at the minute, but it is pretty compact, and I am quite happy with it. So it does mean doing all of this independently rather than having one setup with belts and stuff, but belts can be quite laggy. So having this like this and just extending it down and repeating it, I'm quite happy with that setup. So now I think I just need to get the rest of it done, don't I? I am going to need to go get another blaze burner, which is slightly annoying because I'm 1 short, but I definitely want to get it done because this lava is crazy. So yeah, I'll get the rest of this built, and then we should be good for stress units for quite a long time. And not too long later, I've got all of these set up now, so very happy with that. I did have to go to the nether, as I said, and I crafted up a full stack of blaze burners, and went to the blaze spawner, clicked on a few in there. I did get withered a little bit, but apart from that, went pretty smoothly, and I now have 63 spare blaze burners, so I have no idea what I'm going to use these for, but they'll probably come in handy as stock keepers. Speaking of which, I probably should set up a way of accessing all of my storage from over here, because I have had to go back quite a lot, and all the storage that I had up here, I've put down here now, just into a little area where I've got all my water pumps. So I've got 3 pumps, 1 each going into steam boilers above, and then around here, this is my way of accessing this, and I can have a look, see how we're doing. But I did upgrade the fluid tank as well for the lava, because it did hold 506 buckets, but now 648, and yeah, this is already backed up, even though we're running those 3 steam boilers. So I'll probably need to use that lava for something else, but that's alright, because lava is quite useful in Create. I think I did expand this since the last time we looked at it, and we are using quite a lot of that, and that is just to run the water pumps and all of this stuff that we've got up here, so mainly the mechanical arms I think. And then these small water wheels down here, those are just running the pumps for the lava that send everything into there. So I would have liked to have got a building around this, but I don't have anything ready at the moment, so I'm not going to rush it. And I would also like to get some block automation going before I do that, because I don't want to just make do with the things I've got. I'd like to have like an infinite supply of everything. So next time, that is the plan. We're going to get on with some block generation, and we can use that to build a power plant type building around this, and maybe a little factory for whatever else we're doing. And we should probably have a look at this as well, shouldn't we? We've got 442,368 stress units producing this, and I'm not using any of it at the moment. So very pleased with how this has gone. But with that, I'm going to have to leave it there. Made some really good progress today. This is definitely a big one ticked off the list, and with all that power, we can put that to use next time with all of the power-hungry stuff from Create. So I will leave it there, but if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like, and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye-bye.